Why in the case of Ebola, mental health is so important is that the nature of the disease itself is not like many other diseases. You know, when you consider from the time someone is suspected of having the disease, the nature of evacuation of these suspected cases, you know, it draws a lot of, it causes a lot of stigma.
So we know that stigma is or is there, as you explained, because of the nature of the disease. But you did this study 1 year after the outbreak was over. I think perhaps more than 1 year. What were your findings about this stigma?
I wouldn't talk about stigma at the end. It would be insufficient for me to talk about stigma after those patients have recovered, the survivors. It's important to also touch on when the time during which they were being treated and when they were being evacuated. So you're asking about the kind of what kind of stigma these people were facing?
Yes, yeah.
The kind of stigma these people were facing during evacuation, where like I was saying, when these people were being evacuated and the ambulances were coming and everyone was dressed in personal protective gear, which was supposed to ensure they don't acquire the disease itself, and community members are looking at them, and the effect of this is that when this person recovers and he comes back, these people, having seen the way this person was being evacuated, wouldn't want to associate with them, and so that informs the way they relate with community members when they have been long after they have been cleared and have gone back, reintegrated into the community. We have cases where someone is walking, a survivor is walking along the community road, and someone from far there sees them, and they're just taking another path because they don't want to meet with him. Someone goes to the shop to buy something, and the shop attendant says, no, it's okay, you don't have to pay me, because they don't want to touch the money. They fear that this person, so this stigma, and some of them were so mean. Some community members would see someone who has suffered from Ebola and say, hey, Ebola man, how are you doing? That label, that's the kind of stigma that survivors of Ebola were going through, which stemmed from their entire experiences right up to the time they were discharged and were reintegrating into the community.